All right, we are live. We are live streaming. I have a kitty cat next to me. Welcome. Happy Thursday, everybody. We are live streaming on Facebook as well as Instagram. So I certainly appreciate you being here. Happy Thursday. This is finishing up week 4 of our 4-week FWORDS Reset experience. So congratulations and thank you for participating in this 4-week experience. Tomorrow will be our final day, and tomorrow we'll be talking about what happens next. What happens next with these daily live casts, and how can I continue to support you moving forward. All right, so let's get started. Again, my name is Brenda Reynolds, and this is the FWORDS of Life, a live broadcast. We've been doing these daily doses of coaching, daily training, basically showing up here for you so that I can give you inspiration, motivation, and training and tools to really coach you to live your best life. And so if you haven't, if for some reason this is the first video you're catching, whether live or on the replay, I want to welcome you and say thank you. It's not too late to participate. You can still watch all of the training videos and download the free guidebook. The free guidebook is available at the FWordsOfLife.com. You click on FWORDS Reset, and you can get this free guidebook. There's also 2 additional bonuses on there now, which I'll be talking about in just a little bit. And so if you are part of my email list, you've received 1 bonus so far, you'll be receiving another one tomorrow. So if you're not on the email list, I really encourage you to go to the FWordsOfLife.com, share your email address with me, your best email address, and tomorrow morning you'll have a brand new bonus tool in your inbox that you can download, and it goes along with today's training and everything we've been talking about this week. So let's just recap. What have we done the last 4 weeks? Well, week 1, we focused on where are you right now. So we took an inventory. We really looked at where are you at, because we can't get anywhere unless we know where we're starting from. And so we looked at that starting point. Then in week 2, we moved into working through this formula for success. So it's a pyramid, and it's in a specific order for a specific reason. And so in the second week, what we did is we focused on visions and goals. And I taught you a process of how to cast your 10-year vision, how to then write 10 present tense reality statements that you should be writing every single day. And those are the statements that are needed to come true so that you're manifesting that 10-year vision and moving closer to it. And then, excuse me, we boiled that down into one specific goal. Then last week, we spent the entire week talking about mindset and beliefs. 3 specific mindsets that you can have for success and that you can adopt easily today. And then really got into how your core beliefs affect everything, really. And we talked about the science behind that and why that was really important, and how your thoughts actually do help you manifest what is on the outside. And so beliefs and mindset was last week. And then this week we have focused on actions and habits. And so that's what this week has been all about, is how do your current habits affect you? What are your current habits? Taking an inventory of those. Are they moving you towards or away from the person that you want to become? Because who you identify as, who you see yourself at the core of your identity, is absolutely critical when you're establishing new habits. And so we start with establishing what identity do you want to have? Who do you want to be moving towards? Who do you want to become? And then we start initiating the habits on top of that. So yesterday we talked about 2 specific systems that you can use to implement habits. And then today I'm going to finish the habit topic out for this week specifically. Now we're going to talk a lot more about habits and mindset and goals and visions as we move forward with the FWords of Life. This has just been our 4-week intensive training and coaching for you that you can go through at any time. You can go back and you can watch the replays. All of the content is there for you on Facebook.com/the FWords of Life. And so it's there for you. The guidebook's going to be up. The bonuses are yours, free. All of this is just for you. So today, how we're going to wrap up habits and actions is talking about how you can stay on track. Now, yesterday, one of the really key critical things that I talked about was you can't start 40 new rituals or habits tomorrow. You're going to fail. There's power in doing things one at a time and taking a current ritual or habit that you have. And we went through a system called habit stacking. Okay, so if you didn't watch yesterday's training, please go back and watch that one, because you're going to learn the how-to of actually inserting new habits along with your current habits so that you have more success. Okay, so that's step number one, and to choose 1 to 2 new habits maximum. So what I had you do yesterday is I had you look at all 7 F words of life, and that's why your guidebook is really good, because it has all 7 listed out. And I wanted you to brainstorm new habits, things that would drive you towards your goals, tiny ones, micro habits. It could be meditating 1 minute a day at 7 a.m. in your kitchen after you make your cup of coffee that you do every day. So I went through the process of how you do that, okay? So you're going to brainstorm, or you should have brainstormed, all the different types of habits that you want to create. Like, this is my perfect life. These were the things, these would be the things that were on autopilot, because when you create habits, that's what happens. They become a subconscious processy so that your conscious brain can focus on other things. All right. So go back and watch that one. If you missed it, hashtag replay. Let me know you watched it. Let me know what questions you have. Would love to hear from you on that. Now, today, I want you to focus in on that 1, maximum 2 new habits that you want to create. And how you stay on track is you track it, okay? It's about measuring it as you go, keeping it in front of you, keeping it obvious. That's very important. Now, if you want a lot more information on establishing habits, there's a great book. I've mentioned it earlier this week called Atomic Habits. It came out, I think, late last year, early this year. Great book. Goes into much more than what we've done this week. I've given you some synopses of what he shared in his research in the book earlier this week. Some of the things that I'm sharing with you today are also from that book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. Great book. But we did not go and do a full book review and do book chapter by chapter by chapter. So there's a lot more to building habits, but you've gotten a sneak peek this week. You've gotten a way to start the momentum to build those new habits. You have now systems that you can use. That was yesterday's training. Today, it's about how to stay on track. Hey, Lacey and Caden are here. Hi, babies. How are you? Brenda, coming to you live from San Diego, kiddos. So live TV. So today what we're talking about is we're talking about tracking and why it's important. So how tracking will keep you on track. Okay. And I have a free new tool that I just created in the last 24 hours. And that if you're part of my email list, you'll get this tool tomorrow. And so I'm excited to share that with you. But what I want to share first is why tracking is important. Number one, if you're creating something new, you have to keep it in front of you. Otherwise, out of sight, out of mind, you're not going to do it. So we need some sort of visual cue that you can track, you can use to remind you, okay? Tracking, when you see yourself succeeding every day with these little wins. I did my 1-minute meditation. I drank, my amount of water. That was my goal, which is half my body weight in ounces. It gives you that spark to keep going, right? It's like, oh, I did it. And those little wins strung together is where the extraordinary happens. And so the other thing that it does is it keeps you honest, because we can fool ourselves sometimes, especially I use the water drinking all the time because that's something I'm constantly working on. It's getting enough water so that, that's so funny. Tell them I can't hear them, but I see your message and that I love them and I send them kisses to Lacey and Caden over in Florida. I will call you tomorrow, sister. We will talk and catch up. All right. So it keeps you honest, right? Because we can all fool ourselves. Oh, yeah, I think I drank enough water. Well, if you're not tracking it, do you really know? Okay. Each small win, like I said, creates momentum, creates the motivation to keep going, to keep, consistent with that new behavior. And remember, I talked about earlier this week, your habits basically are either casting a vote for or casting a vote against this person you're growing into. And so if you want to live your highest and best life, and you want to uncover and become the best version of yourself, which is really what the F Words of Life is all about, becoming the best version of yourself in every area, right? We provide the training and the tools and the community for you to do that. You have to do the work. right? Well, when you create these new habits, you're either moving towards or away from this highest and best version of yourself. So you're casting a vote. So if you're tracking it, if you get a check mark for the day, you know you cast a vote for that person that you're growing into, that you're living the life that you were meant to live, okay? And it really creates satisfaction just to know you did it, right? Remember, we talked about with identity, one of the identities that I want you to have is I just show up. Right? And so if you got the check mark, even if you didn't do it at 100%, you showed up. It matches the identity of the person that you are. Now, a drawback to tracking, because I always want to tell you where the pitfalls can be. A drawback is it can seem like one more thing. It can seem like one more chore, one more burden. And I don't want it to feel that way. That's the reason I've created a simple tool for you to use. But I want you to be aware of that. So if you can automate tracking in any way, certainly automate it. I'm going to give you a manual tool, but certainly automate it. So your Fitbit, if you're tracking your movement, your steps, how much activity you're getting. You have Fitbits, I love them. I wear mine every day. It tracks my sleep as well. So anything you can automate, automate. But manually track only the things that are important. So we're not going to manually track 47 things. Okay? Record it immediately if you can, or at the end of the day, kind of do your scorecard. And then it really does give you insights to how you're spending your time. Okay? Now remember, the key to this is perfection is not possible. So if you fall off the wagon, your streak comes to an end, the key is start a new streak. Don't have an all or nothing mentality. What do I mean by that? Well, if you fall off for a day or two of drinking your water, don't go, well, that's it for the month. For the rest of the month, I'm not going to focus on my water, right? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Just start a new routine, all right? Do it even if, so show up. Remember I said show up. Even if the check mark, you know it wasn't 100% effort, you still have a check mark. So perfection is not the goal. Showing up is the goal, and getting back on the horse is the goal if you fall off. So if your streak ends, like I said, just start a new streak. Don't fall prey. I'm looking at my notes. Don't fall prey to that all or nothing, and then just give it your best. Remember the purpose behind the numbers. It's not about getting a perfect 31 out of 31 days. It's about living a healthier lifestyle. It's about having a healthier mentality. And so the tool that I have for you is a manual habit tracker. Like I said, if you're on my email list, go to the FWordsOfLife.com. If you're not, but if you're on my email list, you will automatically get this tomorrow in your Friday email. And what this is, it essentially is just a one-page PDF download. You can download this, you can print this out, you can fold it in half and put it in your notebook or your folder or calendar or purse. You can hang this in your bathroom. I don't know, for some reason, I like putting this in the bathroom so I can check things off. All right, so I want to teach you real quickly how you're going to use this tracker. Very simple, and I know maybe it's a little hard to see, but basically you're going to create your habits down on this side, 1, 2, or 3. You can put your current habit that you're currently doing. So if you, every morning, you know you make your cup of coffee, what's the thing that you're going to stack right behind that? Put cup of coffee, and then put the new one. And then across here, all you're going to do is you're going to color it in. So let me make an example. So let's say I'm going to focus on drinking my water, okay? That falls under fitness. I'm going to do that 7 days a week. So I've filled out this first part, right? Water, fitness, 7 days a week. Yesterday was the first. I did my water. I color in the box. That's it. Super simple. Or what you could do is, if for some reason you aren't going to do that day. Let's say you're going to do something 3 times a week. Just mark off the box. You know that wasn't the day that you were going to do that, but then you color in the day that you do it. Real high tech. Use this however you want it, okay? This is for you. So again, this will be in your email box tomorrow. Use that. I'll put more instructions in the email. And that's it for today. We're keeping it short and sweet. Today is all about staying on track by tracking what you're doing, giving yourself momentum, and be here tomorrow as we wrap up the 4 weeks, and we'll talk about what's coming down the pipe. So with that, my friends, I'm proud of you for being here. I'm proud of you for taking time out for yourself. Keep going, keep tracking. If you fall off the track, just get back on, and I will see you live here on Friday to wrap up the week. All right, guys, have a good one.